Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got quite a ropey rack. It's balanced, but I've got 4 high-scoring tiles, which lack synergy. But unfortunately, my opponent has not started with a bingo. So how can I sort this rack out? And I'm looking to play off 3 of the high-scoring tiles if possible. And I can do that with beefy. Not a huge score, but 29, quite good. It's not giving anything huge away, and the rack leave is fine. And I'm not seeing anything better. Pretty good. Close to a bingo. I would have in spirit through an eye, and the eye of Yoni is not available because of beefy. Not too many floaters to consider. I don't think in script is good, and I can't think of any anagrams of that. Wow, opponent bingos, 67 points. And a few new floaters to consider, but I'm not optimistic. I think the E is the most likely. So this rack plus an E. Nothing is coming to mind. And the other floaters don't look particularly helpful. Now my I doesn't go in front of the R. Do I have anything which goes in front of the U? Just the N. So do I have a 4-letter play ending in N, which fits? Don't think so. So how about a play at the bottom of redoubled? Now I wonder if redoubler is good. It is. Pernit would be a nice play, but that doesn't fit. So do I have a play beginning PR? Well, I have print for 32 points, decent score. I would also have that in column 1 for 28 points. So this scores more. It does open a double-double lane, but I trail. So I'm happy with that, and the rack leave is fine. Only slight hesitation is if I'm overlooking a bingo, and there could be a 9-letter play through one of these sets, but I'm not seeing it. Wow, fantastic. I have radices and sidecar. And sidecar is a double-double in row K. And column 1 may well be a distraction for my opponent. So I could be back in this game. Do I have an alternative bingo? And surely I do. I don't think Yonic takes an S. Sidecar and radices don't play in columns 1 and 3. Is there a 3rd anagram? Well, I don't need to worry about that because sidecar remains available. Quite a juicy triple letter square here with J and Z going there. So is there a 3rd anagram of sidecar? Sidecar radices. I'm just going to consider initial letters. I have a feeling there could be a 3rd. But it's not coming to mind. I'm going with sidecar for 94. And I draw the J. Fantastic. So as it stands, I have a 50-point play in row J with G. Do I have a play in column 8 getting the J doubled. If I had an O, I would have rejoin, but I can't see such a play. Now, do I have anything good with the Q? I have the I in the end for chi and chin, so I have chin and earn. I have chi by itself above the I of Ionic, and that's not too bad. It scores over 20 points, and the rack leave is pretty good. Great, my G spot remains available, and opponent only scores 23 points. So, is JEE the best I can do? Well, I can play Geo, which is better. And this is great because not only am I scoring over 50 points, but look at my rack leave. I'm keeping the 2 tiles that I would want to keep with the Q. I'm going with this. Not great. Through an O, I would have Qi Gong. Still 5 O's to come. But that's a pretty wretched pickup. I managed to dodge all 3 U's. I do have Chin in column 3 and Chi using the I of Ionic. Actually, just Chi is not too bad, keeping aging. The ing ending helping to soften the impact of duplicate G. Wow, great play by my opponent. He goes into a 30-point lead. Is there anything I'm overlooking for my Q? And I don't think there's any way I can play off any G's with the Q without a play of Qigong, and that's not available. Except I would through a U, I would have Gu Chin. That's not available either. Now there is another spot for Chin. Let me see what this scores. And I think I'm going to do this. It scores more than anywhere else. Plus, it takes out this super hot triple letter square above the A, which could be used by the Z for a 70-point play, but it could also be used by an H, an F, an M, or a P. And Chin simply takes it out and offers nothing, and this rack leave isn't dreadful. I'm going with this. Well, I have the AGE ending, but I'm not seeing a bingo with any floater. And my lead, just 8 points. Still 1 blank to come, and the X and Z. And I have no scoring tiles. Wow, there goes the Z, so I think the right thing to do to cover that triple letter spot, otherwise opponent would have had Tsar and Tsar. And opponent is now 50 points in the lead. Jag is good. So do I play Gauge in this spot? Still 3 S's to come in this Gears spot, which is quite nice for me given that I trail. V and I not massively useful, and nor are I and C of Ionic. Gauge is quite nice. 26 points is an okay score. Row N remains available as a bingo lane, and I want to keep bingo lanes available. But this is the sort of move where there could be a move which is slightly better. For example, playing off these tiles plus an O and maximising the rack leave could make all the difference in terms of playing a bingo, so I don't want to rush this play. 13 minutes on my clock, 16 on my opponent's, 32 tiles in the bag. So, is there something better than Gauge? Now, a play which would use the O would be Agauge. And do I have a play in column 3 making Zoo or Zoa? Agauge does play. That's interesting. It plays in row column 3. Let me see what this looks like. It's 20 points, which is, I think, 6 fewer points than Gauge and Jag. Which is quite a lot of points, but I'm burning the O, so this is a better Ratley. Probably not 6 points better. Let me look at the remaining vowel situation. 12 out of 39 tiles. There are hardly any vowels left. That swings things, because a gauge provides a very useful vowel for my opponent in row A, for him to get a good score without bingoing. I'm likely to draw consonants. So yeah, and also the O isn't a disaster, given that the zoo possibility remains after Gauge. I'm going with this. I have, well, osteogen through an E, no E available. This looks close to a bingo, but I'm not seeing a 7. Let me consider the floaters. Can't see anything with the V. Wow, another bingo for my opponent. Pretty good stuff. He now has a 100-point lead. 21 tiles in the bag. I have the stone ending with GO. Quite a critical time. Well, this E of G, and just in the wrong spot for osteogen, and I can't think of any anagrams of that. I've got the neo prefix and the geo prefix, but geostone not good. And I'm not seeing a 7 here. Can't see anything with the V or the I. Nothing beginning ER, nothing beginning with the E. What about a play beginning AD? Nothing. Nothing ending C or I. Gooniest through the I, but that doesn't work. So, let me sort this rack out. And I guess getting rid of G and O. I can play Goo in the bottom. Plotful I don't think takes an S. But even if it does, I don't wish to leave that open, because there is another S slot in column 14, and it's an easy way for my opponent to score should he have an S. So Goo for 17. Just wondering if I should play Gone in that spot. Let me again check the remaining vowels. 9 out of 28. I could easily draw 3 consonants. And there's only one O to come, so I don't normally like doing this, in the sense, and what I mean by that is that EOST simply by itself is a lot worse than ENST, and I'm not getting any increase in score. But I think this is taking into account the vowel shortage. It's a shame I can't score more than 17 points, because a bingo may not be enough. However, I'm going with this. So, I draw vowels. Is there a 7-letter bingo here? I have the out prefix. I have the auto prefix. Can't see a 7. What about the floating C? Not seeing anything. How about the R of Gia? Nope, just not seeing anything. Can't see anything beginning ER. I have the ISO prefix. 22 points for my opponent, 16 tiles in the bag. Things are looking grim. I need to play off the U and probably the P for score. Where can I do that? Opponent has taken out the Zoo scoring spot. 9 minutes on my clock. Sauce pot may be good. That doesn't play, but it could have an anagram, and there could be a 9 ending C something something E. Outpaces. Wow, that's good, and it doesn't quite fit. And I don't think outspace is good. I'm not going to check that. Gosh, that was close. So I need somewhere to play U and P. Or indeed OUP, keeping AEST. Poof is good. But I can't see a play in that spot. So UP or OUP. And I'm still got half an eye looking for a bingo, which I think I need to stop doing. Well, all I can see is this P here. I do need to burn the U. There's one more to come, and there's no Q, and the U is a real bingo killer. 7 minutes on my clock. Well, this is a tricky spot. I don't want to block any good bingo lanes. I just can't see anywhere to play OUP. I don't have to play the P, so I could just play OU somewhere, and there must be somewhere for that, surely. Well, maybe there isn't. There is. Pretty lame score, but the rack leave is pretty good. So duo for 5. And I draw a couple of clunky high-scoring tiles, which is not what I wanted to see. There could be a bingo here. Nice play by my opponent. V takes nothing in before or after it, so he's not creating any new bingo lanes, and he's taking out a couple. 12 tiles to come. So I have WOP. 6 minutes on my clock, 12 tiles in the bag. The C goes quite well with the H. So I have patch, and I'm looking for bingos. Can't see anything. So what to do here? I have got WAP. I don't have WAP. It would be nice to keep both my vowels, just 2 A's and 1 E to come. I certainly don't want to take out the bingo lanes in columns 12, 13 and 14, so I've got to leave Gia well alone. If I played off just WH, that would be a decent rack leave. Can't see a way of doing that, so I think I will play WAP. Is there something better? Up is good. So I could play HEP, but I think I do need to burn the W to stand a chance of bingoing. So WAP for 30. Well, I draw the consonants. And I'm in a pretty grim spot here. Opponent's still got 15 minutes on his clock, so he's playing pretty fast. And I'm not sure there's very much I can do with this rack. I've drawn the second W and duplicated, and have duplicate N and T. I do need to play off the W. So I could play when and un. Nice play by my opponent, keeping the score ticking along, getting rid of the X, and he could be about to bingo again. The remaining tiles look pretty good. 4 vowels left out of 13 tiles. I can't see anything which works for me through the U of Erev. 4 minutes on my clock. Can't see anywhere great for the W. Duplicate T, not a disaster, but triplicate T will be pretty grim. I need to draw a vowel, so new, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. When for 10. Great, I draw an A, and this rack looks pretty bingo-y. I have natters and rattans, which play in column 14. I can't see a play beginning with the V. 2 tiles in the bag. So I am bingoing, but I don't think, or it won't be enough to win the game. Can't see anything beginning with the V. A column 14 bingo, which is what I've seen, will give my opponent access for a good score in column 15. I don't have a play in row E, but I do have a play in row G. Natters for 71. And that's only about 5 points less than I would get in column 14. So I'm going with this. Just looking for other bingo lanes, and I'm not seeing any. And opponent has Sedust on his rack. And, well, he does have a few floaters in natters to consider. But they have to be in a very precise position. He's got 14 minutes to find a bingo. He's got Deceit as well, which I don't think plays. So, if opponent does not bingo, and he may, am I able to go out with, wow, no time to consider that. Opponent does find a bingo, and that's the end of the game. And the final score, 398 to me, 517 to my opponent, a winning margin of 119 points, so well done to my opponent. Let's see what I missed. It was my opponent to go first. He played Yonik, and I had Beefy for 29, and that looks fine. Opponent has Euro Dealy, nowhere for it, but does find Redouble, which was a great spot. And I have this rack. No bingo here, I thought there may be. L1, print, that was my play. And, well, that looks close to a bingo, but there wasn't one there. Opponent plays Vibe, which was the top choice. And I have Sidecar for 94, which took me into the lead. Wow, opponent has Oliarias at G11 through the R of Sidecar, doesn't find it. Plays Apiol for 23, but that's not a bad play because he only lost 34 points in spread, and blank AE is going to be worth about 30 points, or maybe a little bit more, so that's not a particularly harmful bingo miss. My rack, and I have Gia for 54, And this demonstrates the value of the rack leave from the previous go. Opponent has a ton of bingos to choose from. Plays laminate. Hematic available. Down onto the C. And this is my rack, and I trail by 20. So I played chin, and I like that. Opponent plays Azo to go into a 50-point lead, and I have this rack. Geotag, that's nice. L10. Yep, sticking a G in the middle of column 15, but covering the double letter square, so not terribly dangerous. And I play gauge for 26, which is also fine given the vowel shortage. Opponent finds a bingo from this rack, which was pretty good. Now, I had this nice looking rack. Was there a bingo? Yes, there was. Gen 2s. Wow, big miss. And that would have made Gears, and I trailed by 100, so I would have trailed by 20 or 30. So quite a high probability bingo there. Well done if you spotted that. I played Gone for 17, keeping a decent rack lead, but not as good as the bingo. Opponent plays Co. No bingo here, and I struggled with this rack. Co-op, G4. Quite nice, decent score, an okay rack leave. So I played Duo in the end for 5. So I played Duo keeping Paste. How does Paste compare to EO-STU? Is it 21 points better? Probably not, but I think it's more than 10 points better, possibly 15 points better, so I don't think Duo is a hugely suboptimal play, especially given the shortage of vowels. Opponent's rack plays Eruv, and I've drawn consonants, E5. Woof, yep, that would have been the play, keeping Paste. Yep, definitely would have played that if I'd seen it. I play WAP. Opponent plays Z, and I'm now, well, I think my race is run. Only 6 tiles in the bag. I'm 100 points behind, and I've got a very unbalanced rack. So I play When to preserve my vowel. Opponent plays D, and I finally do have a bingo, but it's too little, too late. And opponent has a choice of bingos through, I think all of them through floaters I provided. He plays diasters. He also has steadies through the E and distaste through the T. So great play by my opponent, getting over 500 points, and an interesting game. Opponent moved into an early lead, but I caught him back with sidecar, and then I think the critical move was probably the miss of Gen 2s, which would have brought me back close to my opponent. As it was, I missed that, and my rack deteriorated just at the point when I really needed it to come up trump, so I wasn't able to catch my opponent, and he was able to keep scoring and achieve a good victory. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.